Hello, and welcome to The King is Watching. So, we'll have a look at our council here. We were going to use the Wise Tree and Betty on a run, weren't we? So let's just... preparation. What can we go with here? I think that probably... getting rid of Gollum and maybe Fancybeard in exchange for Betty and Wise Tree can be the way to go. I'm kind of wondering who we want to go as, because we still might need a bit of wheat here and there, but I'm unsure as to who to go to. Because the thing is we could go bowling, but it doesn't have any like amazingly special effects or anything. But we could go King Leo, who can summon units. Baldwin could at least summon peasants for like the beginning of the game, and he can give himself items throughout. That could be a choice. Or we could go with King Spellus and try to use maybe like only crystal units and powerful spells and things. That could be an idea. Although being able to summon units could be interesting, though we can only... yeah, that would cost wheat, because there's a cost associated with these, so... yeah, removes wheat producing buildings, but grants a lot more denarii on completing a wave. So we get 40 per wave, like holy. Removes wood producing buildings, but we get a bunch of items, and some deforestation spells and fireworks that will get us those resources kind of back. We'll be doing this on a lower difficulty as well. We're not going to try max difficulty and this. I at least want to know what the hell I'm doing with these and try to get it figured out before I go ahead and, you know, throw myself onto the harder difficulties. I think maybe necromancy might be a better idea. We could perhaps summon skeletons, get like the bone pits, and just go based on using water from wells maybe, and then summoning skelebobs. It could be an idea. I think we're going to try that. If that doesn't work, we can try spells with King Spellus. So, a few ideas there to try out, and we'll keep this load out. Right, Gorzog the Warlord. And we're going to go with... well, we might not be able... getting some extra units and some wheat is probably a good idea, because we might not be getting those for a while. We'll get the water we need. And remember, we don't have, as you can see down here, we don't have a way of producing wood. We will not be able to get this small peasant's hut anytime soon. Unless... we, yeah. We're going to need to do some deforestation. Before we do that, we should probably create some corpses and raise them so that they can fight off the Ents that possibly come up when we do this deforestation. In the meantime, we can get this going. We get the double research table. Right, denarii, levy barracks, bone pit, we got it straight away, that's a good start. I guess gold mine maybe? Denarii, yes. Basic production. We don't want to go overboard here either. Doing these extras will be extremely difficult, so we'll start without doing any. We'll get some troop training. And I guess we'll be improving our grunts. There's our second research table. We're going to try to get some established production. Bone pit will require... it will require wood. Okay. Right. We'll get these working. Crossbowman could be a problem here. But it looks like he's not going to be. There we go, some extra troops. Hopefully that's going to be enough to clear out the next wave. Let's see what production we get from these buildings. All of these, well, this requires wood, that requires some wood. Let's see what we actually get from our artifacts then. So we get ore, crystals, grapes, and we do get wood from kills. So we can eventually build these things, but we're going to have to kill a lot of enemies. So we need a means of killing enemies that doesn't necessarily... I think getting some crystal mines would be a good idea. We can put the crystal mines down and then be able to get mushroom troopers from them. Right. For now... I think we'll just get more Denarian things. Right. If we can get some more troops, we could perhaps, yeah, maybe fight some of the treants that would summon here if we used deforestation. We will need to, God, we'll have to kill 40 enemies as well to get some wood. So yeah, we might want to, if offered wood, take it. Right. Right, there we go. We're gonna go, let's see, iron mine and I guess gold mine maybe. Mind you, that requires metal. A vineyard, sure. I don't think what we'd actually want from this. Let's try. Maybe we can get some more bone pits if we go levy barracks. We can try for that. Right. Let's see if we can beat these extra goblins. Yeah, we're struggling. Another bone pit. And... we would actually be able to create this pretty soon. And it doesn't require wood. But it will need wheat. But we'll take it. What we really need is a means of producing things without having to kill things. And we're going to be dealing with this guy on his walls for a long time till our ability comes back. Spellus might be the better way to do this. We'll have to find out. But if we can make it to this first trader, we might be sorted actually. And just kill this guy, there we go. We have over 300 denarii to spend. Okay. Troops produce faster, increases troop limit, sure. We're going to need spells just to kill things. Chain lightning is huge. Roots is kind of huge. We'll take the wheat. We're going to need that. We're going to get the troop training. Are any of these useful? Not really, no. They're going to cost tons of wood. I guess we'll just go dummy target and grab some more. Now we can practically just buy out the shop, which is kind of crazy. Let's have a look here then. So we're probably not going to be building the peasant's hut. What else have we got? I mean, we can build this, but as to whether we'll actually use the thing, I mean, we can't even recruit anyone with it. We'll need more ore. Well, that's half killed him. Gnomes just need gold. That could be useful. Hunters will require wood and food. They're useless. We've already got a slinger's tree. This is worthless. Let's try advanced production and maybe an elite barracks. We might be able to get that like crystal tower that sends out like a crystal trooper thing to defend us. Right. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big problem. It's got 174 health left. I think we'd need to cast both of our spells just to defeat the thing. So we might be screwed here. So I'm thinking maybe Spellus is a better choice. Maybe we need to, yeah, pivot over to him. Try again. Because as it stands right now, yeah, I mean, I'm going to wait for the next wave of goblins to come in and they'll kind of bunch up at the front here and we can kind of hit them with all of our spells. And then raise the dead. Hopefully that will do something here. That giant isn't gonna... yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Hell, we might be dead before he even makes it to the gates. This is purely gold. That's purely iron bars, though it requires wood to build. And this needs black sheep as well. So it's worthless. This we can use. Now we can turn water into meat, so we can actually use this if we can get it. Then we can get units that require meat. Right, we got them. We'll not live much longer, but we got those at least. We can get the gnome dome. We can get where are we here? We can get an iron mine, I guess. And we could go for, I guess, more gold. 3 for each point of... if we'd have had that earlier, that would have been fantastic. Alright, we'll get second chance and basic construction. This is gonna... we're probably dead right here. Why can we not put that in? Okay, I guess that goes there then, whatever. Okay. Reward artifact. We could get an artifact. No, we get nothing. At least that event works now. Right. So we could get ore, but then we can't really do anything. If we could at least get some wood. I think we're just going to have to try this, aren't we? No ends. Right, that's our starting point then. At least we've got some troops now. We can even get this iron mine. Now, can we get a market going? What could we sell? We can sell ore. We need as many troops as possible here. But that might have saved us the fact that no ends came up then. And we've got some crystals. It looks like... Are we getting crystals? Yes, per kill. So what we can do... at this point, so we'll start selling some of this to make some gold. Well, not fireworks. Let's deforest. Yep, we knew that wasn't gonna last forever. So they're pretty dangerous, these. We were right not to use this early. We needed the mushrooms around to really do this. We got lucky, got resummoned. There we go. We've now got a nice big pile of corpses that we can use. Right, we're back in the game. We're back in the game. We'll go weakness, I guess. But yeah, if you're wondering why I wasn't just deforesting everything to start with, yeah, that's kind of why. Right. Let's see what we can do then here. This fuel pump thing. We've got the fisherman's hut, haven't we? Yes. That requires logs. We're not going to get to this point. So fuel pump, I guess. We probably want something different. I think just keep going for established production. And we can probably go with... Let's start with this gold mine down here as well, finally. Right. Slimes are all dead. Lovely. Can I get anything that uses meat? Wine and fuel. And we can get a forge. Okay. This could be interesting. Forge. Carpentry, furniture saw. Black raccoon thing there. 7 morale. Rune shard, yeah, our abilities being powered up is extremely important. We are struggling, so 1-up isn't a bad idea, and getting some crystals and wheat is a good idea as well. We'll have to leave these for now. Right. As I was saying, crystals. Boom. There we go. And then we can go... So, yeah, we are able to get a lot of wine. And if we can get... Yeah, if we can get this upgrade here. But for now, there we go. We get 26 wine. Right. Iron mine. Clay mine. What about we put this production thing here? We place the fireworks. Oh, this could be a problem. Uh-oh. Are we gonna at least get them? Oh, one got turned into an undead. Okay, we get them at least. None of these are particularly great. Basic production. We'll get some grapes, I guess. Established. Vineyard. Necromancy. Wood when you create a unit. That is perfect. Right, we are rolling now. We are on an absolute roll now. Can we get a wheat field? I don't think we can. Right? No, we can. We can get a wheat field. What? What? We have wheat now. It's a miracle. Right. But we do have problems. And those problems are that we have a lot of guys coming our way. Yeah. Right, let's see if we can just let this tick over. If that will do that now. Okay, they immediately killed our skeletons. So we're going to need a windmill, which is established production, isn't it? Oh no, advanced production, I mean to say. I got the names muddled. Right, but I know what I mean. And yes, we are going to need more water. We're out of means to produce more skeletons. We need to keep on top of that. We can probably go hunters now. Whether or not we'll use them is another question, but at least in terms of wheat, we're good for quite a while. We've got 2,000 ready to be harvested in the fields. We'll see if we can make a windmill, because then we can start using this a better you thing here. And we're going to need to, because this is going to start to become a problem and a common occurrence as well. We have all of these. We don't need this. See what the next one gives us. Oh, we're waiting. Have we got him? We've got him. Right. Nearly there. Good. Make sure we stay on top of our water usage. Right. And got it. What have we got? There's the mill. Yeah, this is going pretty well. I'm kind of genuinely surprised at how well we're actually doing against most of these enemies. Right. There we go. Gnomes, I guess. The good thing with gold is once you've got gold, it's easier to make gold, because gold mines require gold, so more gold equals more gold, basically. We'll put our forge here, that way we can activate the mine and the forge at the same time. And we'll put the mill down here for the same reasons. Get the slingers tree there, I guess, and That should be fine. This will require, yeah, it will require wheat and some ore. What's it? Mushroom warriors are about to disappear from us. But they both rolled their chance to be resummoned. We get a bunch more skeletons, and we're going to cruise through this wave. Fantastic. Right. Gold iron mines are really good. What other things have we got? Wine when we kill an enemy. Wheat at the start of a round. They are excellent. We want those. Let's get troop training. And yeah, just getting these resources here is extremely good. And we want to improve, I guess, our grunts. Bit. We've got the boss coming. We're going to need a bit more than what we've got. Possibly. But it's whether we can even get that. What would we need for this? So we need the fuel pump up and running to get this. Right. Fuel pump requires... Right, so we need to work the forge here. And once we've worked the forge, we can probably... Yeah, and I think we want to get more skeletons, if possible. And we probably want to look at, yeah, broader gaze soon. Right. Fuel pump. Nearly there. There we go. Right, fuel. Then we need a ton of fuel and a lot of wine, which means we probably want a winery actually. The boss is going to be a problem here. Let's try and get some slingers at least. When all of our units eventually go down here, which they probably will. Wait for it. Yeah, there goes a lot of them. Here comes the slingers. And we're going to need some water. He got resummoned at least. We're slowly whittling him down. Right. Pretty good. Let's get as many corpses on him as we can. We're gonna get the first boss at least. There we go. Legendary artifact. Increase all troop buildings unit capacity by 1. Excellent. A legendary spell. Armageddon, great. We can build this. Hive is better because we can produce grapes quite easily. Right. I think we can recycle this. Troop training, I guess ranged. Prophecy. We'll go with these and some mages, then probably the spells are more useful to us here. And again, we're not going to push it. The max HP might be useful because I think it will heal us for 20. If we come across a brick factory, we probably want to do that. Hungering more, so it's going to be like a horde of units, this. Which could be a problem. Right, let's get as much water as we can. We've got a while before the next bit here. Let's get some iron bars made, at least until we've finished with the skeletons. Oh, we've hit troop capacity. Fair enough. Let's try deforesting again. I guess here will be fine. Got him. Let's do another. Right. We'll start harvesting this down here. In fact, we'll get some flour made, because if we get enough flour, we can of course do a better U and get some better units. There we are. So we've got some better units now. Great. On a gnome's death we get a refund. Ooh, passive increase and damage. Yeah, that is just a really good passive upgrade. But this makes Gnome Dome basically like really, really dirt cheap troops. Let's get some fireworks going. We'll really pump out the stuff here. Right. What do we got? We need a bit more. There we go. Our first gnome dome. So, in fact, before we do this, let's just make sure. What do we need for the gold iron mines? Right. That there. We'll put another one down. I guess a clay iron mine there. It's also probably going to be worth increasing our gaze, actually, but we'll... might want to hold on to that for a little bit. Although we can do there, we'll let's have a look. So we've got quite the army here. We can do forbidden techniques here as well. So we're wanting gold, basically. I think we can recycle this. Right. Gold, gold, gold. Get me the gold. There we go. And now into the gold mines we go. We'll improve our gaze. We'll improve our unit limit. We'll recast Mushroom King for this wave. Lots of the troopers there we're going to need them dealt with. We'll get some more water. And we'll get some more wheat. Our slingers are doing an excellent job on the second line there. Now, Denari, 2 spells, we'll get Blade Fall and we'll get Blade Caster, some offensive spells there for us. There we go, upgrade these units, boom. Now grab the gold. We're able to put hunters down. We're able to put bumblebees down. Now here's a question. If we put that there, then we can put this over here. There we go. Now we're able to recruit these. We've actually got quite the army at this point. Right. His health is absolutely melting. I think he's like as tough as the first boss was. And we have absolutely annihilated him. Okay, heal your castle when production buildings are depleted. Damage dealt by troops increase. Yeah, that's excellent. Furniture store. Ooh, get flour on skeleton death. Yes. There's the brick factory, so we can recover. Another gnome dome. Why not? Gold iron mine. We'll get troop training. We'll get. We'll get the HP. We could use it at the moment. Right. What do we need for these? We're going to need clay. We can get clay. Ooh, we're getting quite a good amount of stuff now. Ranged damage though. So our second line's just beating them up faster. Excellent stuff. Nearly got it. And there we are. We'll get the brick factory going. When this mine has depleted, we'll get the bigger, better, new and improved gold iron mine. Does this still just want gold? No, it wants iron bars and wheat. Okay. That should be interesting. I think we can start recycling a lot of these at this point. We'll certainly go for building upgrade and some denarii. And we'll get the... I guess... yeah, 1 established is better than 2 basics. And we can start going for some of these bonuses now. I feel confident that we can. So we'll go for some troop training and a building upgrade. I'm not really that fussed about the other stuff. We could do this and maybe try to get some... mind you, I'll not overdo it here. We don't want to overextend ourselves. Let's get... yeah, we'll go for an artifact, I guess. Increase production limits for starter buildings. Crossbowmen at every wave. Excellent stuff. Right. We could do with a vineyard soon. Right. We're getting to a point where we've nearly got too many resource, resource producing buildings really. Let's try and get maybe these done. I might want to get the research buildings actually gotten rid of. Assassins will be very good because we've upgraded their capacity, so each one's gonna produce 2 units now. Right, let's just eviscerate this guy. Right, get as much water as we can, then get that wheat production going, and we've already got a slinger's tree, so I guess we can get another one. We don't have too many buildings on the go here because it can kind of muck up upgrades and things that we're trying to do. We don't want to like be spreading our upgrades thin. Right, so 100 wheat and 100 iron bars. Well, in the meantime, Excellent stuff. We can hire some bees again, and that should be it. I think I know where the water is going that we're using as well. All the water we've been gathering, I'm pretty certain it's going down here. Castle increased damage dealt and HP of range units. Increase the damage dealt by the assassins. Yeah, this can be really crazy good if we get a bunch of assassins and stuff built. Furniture store being really good is, well, really good. But we need to get to the point where that's actually active. Right. Let's get some of these troops going, and there we go, we're at capacity. So we can spawn up to capacity now if we want it. Right. In the meantime, right, let's yeah, place down an assassin's headquarter maybe. Where would we want this? Maybe this forge would be better served down here, and this down here as well. I want to put more troops around here. Then we can put some other production buildings over this way. Right. Guess clay maybe. Ooh. Ranged could be good. Right. Okay. Let's have a really good look see here. So to get this we have the fuel, we just need the wine, which we're running out of too quickly in order to be able to get it used. What have we got here? More assassins, yep. I'm fairly certain we could place that down here. Right. Okay, we've got some good troops. That should solve our front line problem over there. But we are going to need constantly just more water here. Okay. First reroll is 3, yep. Heals troops, yep. Flying troops are boosted. We do have bumblebees. It will boost those. Let's get an assassin upgrade, some troop training, and maybe wood. Yeah, get the wood. We need the wood. Grunt probably. It will affect the assassins at least. We'll not use that because it will use basically all of our wood in one go, leaving us with basically nothing. Right. We're going to need grapes for more bumblebees, so we need to start thinking about a vineyard. And it's hungering more time, right. Get them. Oh, that was good. At the very least, it was highly satisfying. We appear to be melting them, which is a good start. Can drop this. Got most of those. Right, we can summon. Well, actually, we should be using this, definitely. We'll need meat and fuel for the next one. The enemy being absolutely crushed. Send the next wave. Raid some of the troops. Okay. That should do it. We cast a blade thing over here, so it's killing this crab for us at least a little. Right, we've got problems. Set this off to train the troops faster. We're out of units to replenish with. We're out of water to use. But we have got some troops coming out. We can get on this. Also, we've killed a bunch of units. We've got some bees and crystals and things we can get going. We've also got plenty of wood and wheat and ore, so these should be able to be constantly trained here. But I think we're about to go, whether we want to or not. We've used our 1-up. We're probably done for. There we go. It was an attempt. It was a good attempt. Anyway, I think that's going to do it though. We've pretty much at least had a go at almost everything in the game now. We've unlocked a lot of different things. I've nearly got to the point where I've unlocked everything. Apart from like a few of these things you'll need crystals for and so on. Honestly, really enjoyed my time with the game. I'd play more, but looking at like the YouTube schedule here, basically I've got a bunch of next fest games and demos to try. They'll probably be coming out over the next week, which is going to use up a lot of my time, so I've probably not got time to play this given that the sessions are an hour each. And following that I'll be starting on Moonlighter 2 at the end of the month, so it's pretty much this is the last chance I've got to really get going on this before the end, so just figured I'd try that challenge run before the end here. You might be able to do it with Spellus, but I think Necromancy is a good shot as well, but I think there's probably multiple ways of achieving that, and I think it is just going to be a bit dependent on like your starting bonuses, getting some wood to get you started with. Then if you can get enough troops, you can kind of start using those deforestation spells, because you'll be able to get rid of the Ents then. But it's yeah, it's been quite interesting. Very good game, I will say that much. It's been an extremely good game, really enjoyed myself. I think my main gripes with it at the start were around the progression. Like, the progression is quite slow, especially with unlocking new kings, and the problem I had with the unlocking of new kings was that you would have to unlock them and then unlock the abilities, and when you unlocked the abilities they weren't immediately ready to use, and that did cause problems, and it really, like, it punishes you for trying out new kings that you've not leveled up. You almost had to do like an easier run to level up that king to get their abilities before you could even take them out on a harder run. But I'm happy to say that they have changed this through updates, as well as like adding some more quality of life things, adding more spells, some new units and things. They've got plans to add a volcano map later in the year, so before the year's out there should be a third map, which should be interesting. So you never know, we may come back to this, but at least for now that's going to be it here. But yeah, it's like I said, I'm glad to see that the changes they made. So like to the kings, for example, you can now upgrade, you can unlock your first ability at this point. I think you get it by default. You get your second ability by defeating the first boss, and you get the third ability by beating the second boss. and the abilities become available during that run. You don't have to finish the run and then go back in to unlock the ability. So they made some changes around that, and it has been very noticeable, and it's why kind of midway through the series I started using way more different kings and trying things out, because the changes allowed you and encouraged you to try out different playstyles and different kings, because they changed the unlocks and progression and how you went about doing that. So very nice change that they did there. Nice to see, you know, it's nice to see that they're actually listening to feedback and changing things appropriately. But yeah, I really like it. It's an extremely good little, not quite idle game. You do kind of have to be paying attention to it, but it's definitely, I could definitely put this on one monitor while I've got like a podcast or something that I'm just watching on the second monitor. That's not, you know, it's not too involved that I feel like I have to be just locked in staring at the screen. It's definitely more chill, especially if you take it from being 3 times speed to 1 or 2. I will say the runs are a bit long. I've noticed that even going on like max speed and just trying to blast through it, it still takes you over an hour to beat a run, typically. Like, a winning run can easily rack up an hour and a half, which isn't bad for roguelikes. It is on the longer side. I think typically with roguelikes, like 30 minutes is considered short. An hour is about right, and 2 hours is too long. So it's nestled in the longer side of things, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad, but it's, like I say, it's a good play. It's a good game to just like have on in the background while you're doing something else. I think it's really good for that. It reminds me a lot of a game the other year that came out. I think it was last year or the year before. Something called Micro Civilization. Also featured it on the channel for a few episodes. Really good game. It really reminds me of that. And without it, like almost like a side, just like a side-on view of like a civilization that you, as you build more buildings and upgrade things, like you actually see them get put down and placed and built in the background and the eras go on. It's like, imagine if Civilization, you know, Sid Meier's Civilization was an idle game, and that's basically what it is. But yeah, I think there's definitely a growing niche for these types of games, because there's definitely a market for them. People are definitely buying and playing these, but I think the difference between the bad ones and the good ones is the presentation. Anyone can make an idle game, you know, similar to like Cookie Clicker or something, where where the menus and all the things in the background just looks like an Excel spreadsheet and it's awful to play. You're just watching numbers go up. But actually, like, seeing the units go out of your little castle and have little fights and things like that is way more interesting than just watching number go up. Right? So I think these type of like idle management games, we're going to see a lot more of them going forwards, and it's a really good little opportunity for indie games to kind of take root here, because it's definitely something that I can see little teams being able to make quite easily and quite effectively. So expect to see a few more of these over the next few years, I'm sure. But I think this definitely is one of the better of them. I mean, just look at the goddamn artwork, it looks great. Anyway, that has been The King is Watching. Thank you very much for watching, and speaking of watching, there'll be more videos on the channel, other series, other videos. As I said, there's going to be some coverage of the next fest, then going into Moonlighter 2, following like the release schedule and here and things for all this. Probably more Here's coming on the channel, still left to go. Hoping to beat the second biome on that if you're following that series. But that's probably what's coming up through the end of October going into November. So if that interests you, drop a subscribe. If you've enjoyed these videos, give them a like. And again, thank you very much for watching. And I'll hope to see you next time in future videos. I'll see you then.